Extension in DeKalb County. You also have been hearing from Yanni Chen. She is one of our other ag agents in DeKalb County. She's going to be our moderator this evening. If you have questions, like she said, just put them in the chat box, and either if it's like has to be answered right now, she'll let me know, or we can wait till the end. So tonight we're going to discuss green living, and I kind of broke it down into, into 3 parts: health, wealth, and the environment. So different ways to be a little bit greener when we're trying to get healthy and trying to save money. That's always nice. And then how to live more green for the environment. All right. So improving your health. If you don't think about it, a lot of items in our home can be very toxic, and we don't even know it. So there's ways to combat these toxins in our house. A lot of them are plants. If you add plants to your home, some take out more toxins than others. Now, just because you add plants to your home doesn't mean it's going to take out all the toxins. You might have to live in like a greenhouse to get all of that, but there are some that can help pull out some of the things floating in the air that we don't even know that are there. So you can also use an aloe plant. That is great for sunburns, but I'll go back to the other slide. This is a peace lily. It's one of the plants that takes out a lot of the toxins. So go get you some plants. They also say that plants can help like improve your mood and things like that, clean your air. So they're always good to have in your home. All right. Aloe is another plant that we like. It's great for burns, sunburns. It's better than, using any of the products you might find on the market. And it's nice and pretty. People grow it. You can have aloe plant for up to 20 years or so. It's a long living plant. All right. So paint is a very toxic thing that most people have in their home. A lot of the contractors now are going to the low VOCs paint. It's a volatile organic compound. So these are the places on the bottom that sell the 0 VOC or low VOC bases. Benjamin Moore, Sherwin-Williams, any of these. If you go to get your paint, you want to ask for those. I mean, Home Depot, their Behr paint has it. Valspar, that's sold at Lowe's if you want to go there. If not, you can always ask for them for the low VOCs. So this evaporates in the room, so you don't necessarily even know it's there. So all right. Another way to improve your health is to start your own garden. You can grow your own fruits and vegetables. That way you have the use of what pesticides are in them, what fertilizers are used. It's also very cost effective. A lot of times you only need 1 tomato plant, and that can give you all the tomatoes you would need for the summer. 1 okra plant would do the same. Your own blackberries, strawberries, whatever it is that you love to eat, and you're getting seasonally. So they're not coming from California, they're coming from your own backyard. So it's just, we recommend raised beds here in Georgia because the clay soil is not great for growing your own vegetables and fruit. So if you do a raised bed, I know a lot of people were really worried about the treated lumber at one point. They took out the arsenic that's in that. So get you some treated lumber, it's fine. If you're still worried, you can always line it with plastic. Put your soil in there, put your plants in. As long as you have 6 to 8 hours of full sun in the summer, then you're good to go. It's also healthy for you to be out moving and stuff in the garden. So to save money on water, you can install a real simple drip irrigation too that's on a timer, and that slowly waters the plants and gets to their roots, which is what we recommend when growing fruits and vegetables also. So cost effective, good for your health, the environment, everything. All right, walk instead of driving. If you live someplace where you can walk, that's obviously better than getting in your car and driving. Luckily I live close to a place that has restaurants and little markets and things, so I like to walk when I can, when it's not scorching hot like it is in the summer, but usually in the spring, we walk to dinner or to the grocery store or whatever it is we need to go to. Radon testing. Radon is an odorless thing that can live in your home. A lot of times, I grew up in Nashville, and Nashville is very rocky. So they have a lot of radon there. They don't even know it. And so it comes kind of from that rocky material. So many people have it in their basements, but it doesn't even have to be in your basement. They found it in 30-story buildings before. Our office offers radon testing. So you can always call and like to pick up a test, or you can order one online. It's $10. Many houses here, I know when you buy a house, you have to do a radon test just to see, but it's one of the leading causes of lung cancer. So odorless, tasteless gas that could be living in your house. So we always recommend get a radon test so you know that your house is free of that. Water testing, that's another thing we do. You want to make sure all your water, your drinking water, is EPA approved within the right limits. Well water is something that you have to worry about more. I don't know how many people here, we don't see many well water homes anymore, but they can be high in metals and things. So you just want to get your well water tested, or any of your drinking water. Drinking water can have the chemicals and things like that in it too. Right, food storage, do you want to choose glass over plastics? It's easier to heat up in glass, and you don't have any threat of the plastics leaching into food. So a lot of times people don't want to carry around the glass, but they have these bottles like this that have the plastic over them. So if you drop it, it's less likely to break, and they're easier to find now than they were before. All right, farm fish versus wild caught. You would like to we opt for wild caught fish. A lot of times you can find this in the summer. That's when all the salmon comes in, and it's all the wild caught, which is what we recommend. Farm fish tend to have a higher level of heavy metals. You can see right here the difference in the colors. So if you can get wild caught, even if you have it frozen and it's wild caught, that's fine too. All right, so think about if you wear lipstick every day or lip balm or whatever, and they say women can inadvertently ingest 4 pounds of lipstick in their entire lifetime. But if you think about it, you have it on your lips, you eat, you lick your lips, whatever. So there are lipsticks based from plant-derived ingredients. I don't know, Yanni, you're a big makeup girl if you've ever had any of these. They're better for your health. They cut down on petroleum and things like that. So if you can find any of these, they have on here, it's hard to see, but some of the brands in white next to them, you can see those. Okay, candles. I love candles. I'm guilty of just using the nice scented candles. We do recommend you get the beeswax or the soil candles. Paraffin can, it's based from petroleum, and it can, it's like, it says it's equivalent of diesel fuel when burned. Beeswax and soil candles are clean, much cleaner. I'm guilty of this, though. I love the candles. I finally got one of those diffuser things that plugs in. You can control it from your phone. So I'm not doing that anymore. So, all right, we're going to move into saving you money. Many people think green living that it's going to cost them more, but there are some products you can invest in, and in the long run, it will actually save you money. So, coffee. You can save 60 cents at Dunkin' Donuts when you bring your own cup, along with 10 cents at Starbucks when you bring your own cup. So that if you're a Starbucks drinker and you go there every day, all of that adds up over the course of a year. Just bring your own cup. Dimmer switches, so you don't have your lights on full blast. They're a little more eco-friendly. They use much less electricity than full-blown light bulbs. There's also a thing called Wemo, and my house is Wemoed everywhere. Basically, you can sync it to Alexa too. So I just tell Alexa, hey, turn on the living room light. It turns it on. It has automatic timers, and I can change them, when I'm out of town, turn it on at this time versus the other time. So it looks like lights are going on at all different times during the day or at night. It's very easy. It's eco-friendly, and you can control it from your phone. So wherever you are in the world, you can control where your lights are coming on and off. All right, your toaster oven over conventional oven, it's much easier to heat up that tiny toaster oven than it is that huge oven. So especially if you're just wanting to cook a couple of cookies or just your own personal pizza, then you don't have to heat up the whole oven. It also makes the house a little bit hotter, especially in the summer. So try to use a toaster oven if you have one instead of your conventional oven if you're just trying to cook something small. Now they have Cuisinart has those toaster ovens and air fryers in one. I'm really wanting one, so you can get both of them too in the same thing. All right, so new roofs. Tesla, I'm sure you all know of Tesla now. When I put this all together, Tesla wasn't huge at the point. They are doing actual solar roofing. So it's more expensive, but in the long run, if you're going to stay in your house for a long time, it's cheaper than regular roofing because of all that solar energy that is going to be used and turn it into electricity. So, and Tesla is so modern and everything. Not many people want those big, huge panels on the side of their house or on their roof. They're like, that's not ugly. But they actually have these tiles that collect the energy and they look like regular roofing shingles. So if you're interested in it and you want to invest that kind of money, but in the long run would actually save you money, Tesla has this product out there. So I'll be interested to see if people use it, what they're doing with it, but you know, it's kind of cool. All right, low flow shower heads, low flow toilets, energy efficient appliances. This is the average shower times in Atlanta. It's 15.4 minutes. LA, who is always short on water, is 19 minutes, along with New York, 18. That's a really long shower. Unless I'm washing my hair, I don't need to be in the shower that long. So. All right, so a pre-1980s toilet uses 5 gallons per flush. There's high efficiency toilets everywhere now that only use 1.28 per gallons. I have this same little flusher on my toilet. So if you are only flushing fluids, then use one. If you're flushing solids, then use the other. So it adjusts how much water you need to flush your toilet. And it's really easy to change out a regular tab to these. All right, so Georgia Power, their smart usage rate, we practice this in my house. It's a little different now because we're working from home, so we're home more, so we'll need more of the air conditioning and electricity during the day. But when we were at work all day and our kids were at childcare, we basically turned our air up. So we didn't need the house to be super cool when we weren't home. And then when we got till 7, then we'd turn it back on and cool it down for a lot for the night. So peak hours are 2 to 7 p.m. It says encourage customers to shift energy usage away from the on-peak time periods from 2 to 7 p.m. So they will charge you more actually during that time period. And if most of you work till 5, then you're getting charged more for that time period. So you can go to Georgia Power, tell them you want to do the Power Smart usage rate. If you get, the thermostat that you can control, the light switches, all those kind of things, then you can do this. All right, again, you can get the Nest. These have been out for a while now. It learns your habits. When you walk by, it knows that you're there, so it might turn the air on for you. Sometimes they were giving a rebate, Georgia Power was, if you buy a Nest. So you can also control it from your phone too. So if you've been out of town and you just kind of turned your air to high, then before you get in the airport, get in your car, then you can turn it on so it'll be cool when you walk in. All those types of things. Since the pandemic started, everything is kind of at your fingertips now. So it's things that you don't have to worry about before. All right, these are some of the home energy saving tips. set your thermostat, use storm windows, seal your air ducts, all these different things. All right, saving you money. It's easy ways to do it. Trade clothes with your friends. Go to thrift shops, things like that. Who knows what you can find? I am a big, like, not necessarily thrift shop, but I love to go find a bargain. If I can find a bargain, then, you know. All right. Okay, now you can pretty much find everything online. I always get the AJC teaser, so I might as well just subscribe to it because it lets you read like the first paragraph and then I can't read the next. So I'm about ready to just subscribe to the AJC. Then you don't have magazines lying around, you don't have newspapers lying around. They're not using that paper to print on, so you can get almost everything you want online now, and you can read it at your convenience. So you don't have to take it everywhere with you. All right, so trash is one of the big things. This tells you how long it takes to decompose a lot of the materials. I have young kids, so diapers is a big thing. I'm not hopped on the cloth diaper bandwagon, but it takes 550 years for disposable diapers to decompose. I know this is something that a lot of us use. Plastic bags, which are, you can use reusable bags. That can take 200 to 1,000 years. When I go to the grocery store and I don't happen to have my bags, I always ask for paper. And then when I'm doing a small job in my yard, then I'll just use the little grocery sack ones. If I'm just cutting something simple and I don't want to use a huge yard bag, then I can just use that, set it out by the curb, and they'll take those too. Paper towel, only 2 to 4 weeks. I know everyone likes paper towels. Boots, I don't know if you throw away your rubber boots, but those can take 80 years. Plastic bottles, 450 years. And DeKalb County, if you live there, they will take all those. So there's no need for you to throw away your plastic bottles or cans or containers or any of those. So even cigarette butts can take 10 years to decompose. All right, you always hear about those big floating trash things in the ocean. They show them on the news and things. So, talking about decomposing in this ocean, what does it say? Foam plastic cup, 50 years, tin can, aluminum can, 200 years, diapers, still 450. So think about these. Sometimes you don't know. People leave trash on the beach. Sometimes it can get washed into the ocean, and then, it's affecting our marine life and everything. All right, these are acceptable items that can be recycled. Some of the unacceptable items are aerosol containers, glass windows, things like that. This is from DeKalb County's website. All right, some of those things that can't be accepted by your home recycling. Lowe's will take rechargeable batteries, cell phones, the CFL bulbs, plastic shopping bags. Home Depot takes the batteries and cell phones, and Target will take plastic glass cans, plastic bags, MP3 players, cell phones, ink cartridges. Most grocery stores will also take back those plastic bags. I know Kroger has a little bin for it. Verizon can appraise your old phone and give you a gift card for them. So if you want a new phone, so that's something you can do. Just make sure you clear all your information off of it before you do that. Along with Staples, will take a lot of your old office products too. So I actually had a flat screen TV that I used in grad school. So it was quite old. It was one of the very first flat screens, and I wanted to get rid of it. So I thought, oh, they would take that anywhere. Well, no, most places won't take any of the old tube TVs or even flat screens. So there's a place in Doraville. It's called E-Waste, E-Plant. You basically drive up, they'll take it out of your car, they'll weigh it. They'll charge you by the pound. It was only like, I don't know, a couple dollars or something a pound. and they take it. So I think it cost me like $8 or so to get rid of my TV. It was kind of an old flat screen, so it weighed more than most now. And it was really easy. Most places won't take TVs, or, you know, I think Best Buy has a standard fee of $25 to $30. So if you can take the trip to Doraville, then you can get them, recycle them for cheap. Also, if you are in DeKalb, Seminole Road Landfill does have an electronics recycling. You can usually drop off a lot of your old computer screens and keyboards and things like that for free, but they're probably going to charge you for the TVs. But you might want to call sanitation before you make the trip all the way out to Seminole Road if you don't live close to there. Keep DeKalb beautiful. Now, our offices are still closed in DeKalb, but they do household hazardous waste events. I know they canceled one last year, but in electronics recycling events, paper shredding, and shoe collection. Usually they have one in fall and spring, and that's a great time to get rid of old paint, pesticides, anything like that. Georgia Department of Ag will also do a pesticide recycling day. They don't want you just pouring those out or just dumping them in the trash, because then those things leach into everything. So if you can save everything and take it to a household hazardous waste event, and then they will dispose of it properly, then we recommend you do that. So hopefully they will resume that in the spring. If you do have paint and you don't want to wait till these events, they do ask that you fill it up with kitty litter and then put it in your trash, because I had to do that. I had all this old paint and I was like, I don't know when they're having this event again. So I filled them all up with kitty litter, made it kind of like a solid thing. I know that's not very like environmentally friendly, but at least it's not, you know, going into the big trash pile, liquefied. All right, so this is what they accept at their household hazardous waste: batteries, flammables, lawn care products, paints, cleaners, swimming pool chemicals, all kinds of things. As far as not accepted, animal ag waste, ammunition, pharmaceuticals, things like that. If you don't have recycling, I know I used to live in a condo complex and we didn't have recycling. It didn't have like a contract with DeKalb. Again, Kroger will take the plastic bags. The fire stations will take all the cans. They raise that money for burn victims. At one time, DeKalb Farmers Market had a recycling place. I'm not sure if it still does. Does it? Okay, it still does. It will take your cardboard and cans and things like that. Glass. I know glass recycling cannot go in our main recycling, but there are places at a lot of the rec centers where you can drop off all your glass now. Prescriptions, you can drop those off at the Decatur Sheriff's Department, our Chamblee Police, our Clarkston Police Department. If you have pills that you don't need anymore, I know I had some for my pregnancies. They, you know, sent me home with painkillers. I didn't need them, so I just dropped them off there instead of throwing them in the trash or flushing them. You don't want to flush them and put them in our water supply. Sorry. All right, one other thing people don't know, when you're driving long distances, using cruise control will actually save you fuel. So if you know you're going to be on like a road trip and you want to set your cruise control, that will save you, make your fuel more efficient. All right, when you're buying coffee, look for fair trade, organic, bird friendly, or rainforest alliance. They use sustainable ag products and things like that instead of cutting down. They talk about they cut down the rainforest and things to make your coffee. So if you use Green Mountain is obviously one. They are more fair trade and things like that. So. All right. If save on other things, you can use gift cards, restaurant certificates, movie vouchers for presents instead of something, you know, that they're going to use for a little bit, throw away. It's better than heavily packaged products with all that plastic. They can fit into an envelope. It uses less waste when with all the wrapping paper. I know if you're like my house, we have like trash bags full of wrapping paper after we open all our presents. So if you just get them a gift card or something that they can pick out their own gift, then you save the environment with that. One other thing, don't take ATM receipts. That helps save paper. Use cloth napkins over paper ones. Plastic bottles, you know, you can fill up your water bottle almost anywhere. Travel mugs. Do your errands in batches so you're not going to the cleaners, coming home, going to pick somebody up from school, you know, so obviously turn lights off when not in the room. Trying to teach my children that every day. Switch to paperless billing. You can also file your taxes electronically now. It's very easy. You know, if you were getting the stimulus checks, how much easier. You were happy that you did that electronically. Weather stripping, you want to turn down your water heater temperature. Power strips, so you can just turn everything off at one time, especially if you're going out of town. And change air filters regularly. A lot of this was more applicable when we weren't home so much. So, you know, a lot of times you're not going to turn everything off because you're not going out of town. E-invitations, use Uber Pool. I know not many people are using Uber anymore, but you can use Uber Pool. It's cheaper. So they might be picking up somebody on the way to your destination, but it's also, you know, especially on peak hours, as long as I have somebody with me, I don't really mind using Uber Pool. E-plane tickets, I haven't printed out a plane ticket in I don't know how long. Just have it on my phone. Print double-sided. Use reusable rags. Again, there are cloth diaper services where they'll come, pick them up, clean them, and drop them back off for you. So that could be, it's a little messier, but it could save you money in the long run because diapers are not cheap. So LED holiday lights, I think that's pretty much all they sell now is LED holiday lights. Reusable gift bags or baskets instead of wrapping paper. Buy local, so especially at breweries or wineries instead of getting the ones that come from, you know, across the country. You can bike in the morning. If any of y'all are using MARTA, that's also a great way to save on emissions if you live or you work close to a MARTA station. All right, auto deposit for your paychecks and ceiling fan over air conditioning. Also, if you ever get those fans, those are great for outside and you're not wasting air coming in and out. So one thing about invest in fans, not just ceiling fans, but outside fans, because those actually repel the mosquitoes. They just blow them away from you. So just a little tip for any of y'all that are going to be outside and you don't want to deal with the mosquitoes, use the box fans and it kind of blows them away. Light colored roofs, if that matches your brick or so. MARTA again. Compost your kitchen waste and yard waste. If y'all ever need any info about composting, let us know. And cardboard matches over wood matches and lighters. All right, so that is it. Does anybody have any questions, Johnny?
Yes, I think we have some questions, but it's so the first one, I'm kind of like feel curious as well. Like during COVID, Starbucks do bring your own cup, they give you a discount?
I don't know. I don't drink coffee, but before that they were. So a lot of this is affected by COVID, I know, because you're not supposed to use all those reusable things. So you might have to take some of these into account when all this is over. So sorry. They did do that before. And Dunkin' actually saved you more. So I'm not sure if they do that now or not. I didn't think about COVID
Okay.
restrictions when it came to your coffee. Sorry.
So there's one question. How do we dispose of non-rechargeable batteries? Do you know anybody?
Non-rechargeable. Did I go over? I think that's in was that in that household hazardous waste?
He said Home Depot would take them.
I think they take the rechargeable ones. So the household hazardous waste events, and every Saturday, I think there's a big group called Charm here in Atlanta, and they take a lot of things like that. If you ever look up Charm, I know that they do something in the Chamblee, and they do them in other areas in Atlanta. You can even go to their, I don't know where they're housed. It's a company called Charm, and they will take a lot of these things. So I think they set up a church in Buckhead in one day. I don't know. They're all over. But if you aren't a resident of DeKalb County, but if you are, they have they'll take batteries on their household hazardous waste day. Let me see if I put.
Is Charm free, or they charge you if you?
They charge you for some things. They don't charge for all things, though. You'd have to look it up. What the charge? So Lowe's takes rechargeable batteries. Yeah.
Charm has a big facility, and then their charge pretty low. Okay.
It's probably one of the biggest recycling places in Atlanta. Okay. I know they charged you pretty hefty fee for TVs, so I didn't use them. So I went to that place in Doraville, and they will take all kinds of things there. All your